Happy Friday, y'all. Welcome to this week's edition of 5 Horror Movie Fun Facts, where I go over fun facts of horror movies. And this week, I hope you're hungry because we're doing a food-related horror movie. I'm sorry, that was corny. I'll put my dollar in the jar. This week's movie, The Menu. Fun fact number 1. So apparently, there is a restaurant in Norway that is on a private island. Screenwriter Will Tracy discovered it while he was on his honeymoon. And he came up with the idea for this movie when he realized that you were not allowed to leave until the meal was done, which I think that's kind of cold-blooded. You need to tell me that ahead of time because I'm not sticking around if I can't leave. Fun fact number 2. The dishes in the movie were prepared by renowned French chef Dominique Crenn. Dominique is the only female chef to attain 3 Michelin stars for her restaurant in San Francisco. It's called the Atelier Crenn. My French is really bad, but I'm sure if any of you have enough money to do that, you can look it up and go check it out. But yeah, even though she created the dishes, unfortunately, because this is a movie, they were largely inedible. So the crew had to be reminded repeatedly not to eat the props because they looked really good. Fun fact number 3. So apparently John Leguizamo based his character of the washed up actor off of Steven Seagal. Oh boy, leave it to him to always keep it real, you know what I'm saying? He told Entertainment Weekly, and I quote, "I kind of based mine on Steven Seagal. I had a bad run-in with him. We did a movie together. It was executive decision. He's kind of a horrible human." I have heard that about him. Moving on. Fun fact number 4. In the script, there is an alternate ending to this movie, which now that I've learned about it, I would love to know why they didn't do it because but it involved fire investigators and detectives and whatnot walking through the burned wreckage of the restaurant in the aftermath of the movie, to which they find Slowik's severed head on a platter with his hands holding up the titular menu, which in my head, I can see that as the closing scene and that sounds perfect to me. Wow. Maybe test audiences didn't like it. Maybe it was too gory. I don't know. But for whatever reason, it is not included, unfortunately, in the ending of this movie. Not that I don't like the original ending. The original ending is fine, but yeah, anyway, moving on. Fun fact number 5. And this one might be my favorite fun fact of this movie. Okay, so the 7 deadly sins are actually represented by the characters in the movie. Greed is represented by Soren, David, and Bryce, who were embezzlers. Gluttony is represented by Tyler, which makes sense because he's like a severe foodie. Like the whole reason he comes to the restaurant is because of its reputation. And throughout the movie, no matter what happens, he is just like, oh, how can I be down? I need to know your food and I need to taste everything. Like I love me some Nicholas Hoult, but he really is very punchable in this movie. Lust is represented by Richard, who we find out cheated on his wife. Enough said. George is envy, being that he's a washed-up actor that wishes that is envious. I'm sorry, I'm still tickled by the whole Steven Seagal thing. Okay, Pride are Lillian and Ted, who go through this movie believing that this dinner is just for them. And Sloth is represented by Chef Julian's mother, who didn't do anything to stop his abuse. And last, of course, Chef Julian is Wrath, on account of all the murder, basically. And here's a bonus fact for you. So within the movie, we discovered that the restaurant that Chef Julian comes from is called Tantalus. So Tantalus was a guy who invited all the gods to dinner and served them a stew that was made from the remains of his son. The reason being that he wanted to test their omniscience to see if they would know that it was not right. So to punish him, the gods put Tantalus under a tree, where every time he went to reach for fruit, the fruit would always bend out of his reach. He was also in a shallow pool of water that would always recede whenever he would try to take a drink. Now, this is symbolic because Chef Julian served the elite, or the gods in this case, and in doing so, sacrificed his dream, and food became meaningless to him. So that's it for today's 5 fun facts. Thank you for joining me. I will have another one next week.